Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Belle again. So today, we're going to talk about banks, oil, gas prices, and Trump. So, banks and oil industry experts have taken to the belief that Trump won't actually introduce his promised tariffs on Mexico and Canada. That it's all just a made-up storyline like Trump's shark and battery fixation. A global strategist for Macquarie Capital said, "I do not believe for a second that there will be a massive increase in overall tariffs." Other quotes from experts suggest, quote, "They will never be introduced," or "Trump hasn't thought that far ahead." Okay, so why do they have this opinion? In short, they don't believe anybody could be that self-destructive or elect to harm the U.S. economy that much. Trump's promised 25% tariff on Canada would include things that would send gas prices up. The U.S. imports about 4 million barrels of crude per day from Canada, despite the U.S. hitting domestic production records. A co-head of global commodities research over at Goldman Sachs said Trump's tariffs hitting oil would have, quote, "pretty significant consequences for U.S. consumers." Citibank's research team said, quote, "This would increase costs for U.S. refiners and U.S. consumers." To those who might say it will be swapped out with oil from a different source, that's not how this works. Not all oil is the same. Canadian oil is known as heavy sour. That means it has a high sulfur content. Refineries set up for that type can't just switch. Most U.S. produced oil is light sweet. But whatever. The cool part about this, though, is that because of how certain refineries use certain types of oil, you can even track down where gas prices will rise because of Trump's promised tariffs. I was sitting down to look it up when I stumbled on Patrick Dehaan talking about it already. He beat me. He said, quote, "Because refineries in the Great Lakes, Rockies, and Midwest rely on Canadian heavy crude oil for feedstock to refine, if these are tariffed by 25%, that's going to basically mandate refiners pay a lot more for feed. Guess who pays? End users. Consumers." So, if you're in those areas, you can expect a 25-cent to 75-cent increase in gas prices, assuming Trump does what he said he will do. The biggest increase will be in areas closest to the Great Lakes. This, of course, will cause other forms of inflation. There are two other things to consider here. Either Trump didn't know how damaging this would be, which should probably make you second guess buying into his economic policies, since it's kind of Econ 101. Or he's trying to use something as a negotiating tool that is so damaging to the U.S. economy that everybody, including the countries he's trying to exert leverage over, don't think he'll do it. I guess that's the art of the deal. Banks aren't worried because they believe Trump won't hurt the American people for a political talking point or to avoid admitting he was wrong. I guess whether or not you should worry about the tariffs depends on whether or not you believe Trump will admit he was wrong. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.